Hey everyone, there is something wrong with sports writers.
I know you supported the women's team. I saw you watching their semifinal. I heard KK talking about you, Abby Murphy, but you understand how they could feel pretty put down by that moment.
I get it. I think, I don't really, of course, I have no really other comments other than, for the things that we can control, and that was, we supported them, they support us. Can't control about, what other people say. That's just kind of life itself. So, but for us, I thought not just the importance, but it was fun being around them. It was fun seeing them play. It was fun to see the excellence that they brought every single game.
I'm Rich Lowry of National Review, and it is unbelievable that this faux controversy is still going. There was a sports journalist badgering Brady Tkachuk to apologize for a joke that Donald Trump told right after they won the gold. Let's think about this, okay? One, it's a joke, right? Two, you are the men's hockey team. You've just won the gold medal for the first time since 1980, beating in overtime an unbelievably stacked Canadian team. You are in the locker room exultant. You are soaked in champagne and beer, and the President of the United States calls you to congratulate you. He is in an exultant mood. He is praising you. He is joyful in the moment, just the way you are. And he tells a joke when he invites you to the White House about how he's going to have to invite the women too. And it's ultimately a joke about him, that he'd get impeached if he didn't invite the women. Someone yells 2 for 2, showing actually they're aware, yes, the women won a gold medal too. The women's team was unbelievably dominant in the Olympics. No one is denying that, but everyone laughs because it's fun. It is this incredible moment for these players and for the country, and we got to try to ruin it, right? What were they supposed to say? Mr. President, that's inappropriate. No, we're not going to go to the White House. Let us carefully consider your political and social positions and how we think about them before we accept this invitation that you're graciously extending to us at this incredible moment. But the media just can't let it go. Here is the CBS morning show.
Okay, moving on to the members of the U.S. hockey team. They're talking now about President Trump's joke that did not land well for some. The men's team visited the White House Tuesday after an invite from the president. In a phone call to the U.S. locker room after Sunday's final game, the president seemed to put down the U.S. women's team, which had also won gold. Let's listen to what the president said.
We'll do the White House the next time. We'll just have some fun. We have medals for you guys. And we have to, I must tell you, we're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that. Absolutely. I do believe I probably would be impeached, okay?
All right, so the men are taking some heat for laughing along with the president at that joke, the expense of the women's hockey team. Jack Hughes says people are making something out of nothing, and both teams support each other.
Now, there are a couple notable things about that clip. One, he says it didn't land for some. That for some is a key phrase. Who are we talking about? Who are these some? Well, we're talking about sports journalists, we're talking to media more broadly, and we're talking about some scolds on social media. This is a controversy, like so many of these kind of controversies, manufactured basically out of nothing. And again, what is their offense according to that report? They laughed. Well, two things about that. One, if you're criticizing people for laughing, that pretty much suggests by definition that you are humorless. And two, people laugh when they're happy, when big, happy things have happened. You graduate and get a diploma. You're going to tend to laugh when people say things, right? You're going to be a very easy laugh at that moment. Same thing on your wedding day, right? At your wedding party, or when you're holding a newborn child, or when you won a gold medal that you've dreamed about your entire playing career, going back to your time as a kid. You might laugh, and it's okay. Here's Hillary Knight, star of the women's team.
There's a genuine level of support there and respect. And I think that's being overshadowed by sort of a quick lapse. I think this is just a really good learning point to really focus on, how we talk about women, not only in sport, but in industry. Women aren't less than, and our achievements shouldn't be overshadowed by anything else other than how great they are.
So a couple things about that clip. One, she underlines what we've heard from so many players, which is that the men's and women's team had a great relationship and a supportive relationship with one another. So to her credit, she's basically minimizing this controversy, but then she kind of plays into it too with the idea that I think is out of date, that somehow women are slighted in our society, when the last couple of decades has basically been the opposite, because white men have assumed to be the privileged ones. They have been denigrated and discriminated against in various sectors of our society. So please give it a rest. Again, it was just a joke. And let's go to the great Mike Eruzione, legend in U.S. hockey, scores the winning goal against the Soviets in 1980. Important to remember, that was not the gold medal winning game. The U.S. needed to go on to win one more game to actually secure the gold, but Eruzione scores the most iconic goal in hockey history in the United States of America, and he's got a lot of wisdom too.
Some of these players were, criticized for saying something or doing something, but, if you go back to 1980, Walter Mondale was in the stands in the audience. And after the game, I talked to Jimmy Carter on the phone. Jimmy Carter called the locker room, and I spoke to him, and he invited us to the White House the next day. Right. And there was no negative press. There was nothing bad. Look, I've said this many times and probably put this on my grave, but other than being a police officer, a firefighter, or somebody in the military who protects and serves our country, there's no greater feeling than putting on a USA jersey. You're not playing for Boston, Chicago, New York. You're playing for your country. And when you experience that moment and have an Olympic gold medal around your neck and the joy that it brought to so many people, who listens to the other side? Who listens to people bitch and complain? Shame on you. We live in the greatest country in the world. And to see our athletes perform the way they did, our women's team as well, let's not forget maybe the best ladies team we've ever put on the ice, and all the other athletes that were there. I would say 99% of our athletes that were there are proud to represent their country and compete. But they don't want to talk about that. They've got to find something to bitch and complain about. You know what? Shut up and just enjoy what they did.
That is so well put. He's exactly right. Walter Mondale was there in 1980. President Carter called after the victory against the Soviets the same way Trump did after the victory against the Canadians, and Carter invited them to the White House. And of course, they went because it's an honor and it's a national event, and it wasn't a big deal. So can't we just be happy? Can we please just take joy in this event without ruining it because a small subset of people want to ride their ideological hobby horses? They are, in this instance, as in so many, literally kill joys, right? Just be happy we won the game. Take pleasure in the sincerity of these guys, in their patriotism, and how happy they were, and how happy they have made so many millions of people in this country. Literally, please take the win, and God bless the USA. I'm Rich Lowry, over and out.